Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Liz Riddle Anders, class of 1998, and I'm honored to introduce our guest speaker today, Lauren Bush Lauren. Lauren was born in Denver, Colorado, and grew up in Houston. She entered Kinkaid in the second grade and went on to participate as governing council representative for 3 years and was an active member of the tennis team, sock club, and the Spanish club. She graduated from Princeton University in 2006 with a BA in anthropology and a certificate in photography. She now lives in New York City, where she works on Feed and other socially conscious ventures. Lauren is the founder and CEO of Feed, a social business whose mission is to create good products that help feed the world. In 2004, Lauren became the honorary student spokesperson for the UN World Food Program. In that role, she traveled to various countries and learned about the issues of hunger and poverty firsthand. Coming back to America, Lauren was inspired to create a consumer product that would engage people in the seemingly overwhelming fight to end world hunger. In 2005, she conceptualized the idea for Feed by designing the initial Feed One bag, which when purchased feeds one child in school for 1 year. In 2007, Feed was founded. Every product sold has a measurable donation attached to it, and to date, the social business has been able to provide over 87 million meals globally through the World Feed Program and Feeding America. Feed has also supported nutrition programs around the world, providing over 3.6 million children with vitamin A supplements through the World Feed Program and the U.S. Fund for UNICEF. In 2014, Lauren was named as one of Forbes' 30 Under 30 social entrepreneurs. Please help me give a very warm welcome to our very own Kinkaid alumna, Lauren Bush Lauren.
Oh, wow. I want to thank everyone here, especially Kinkaid's headmaster, Andy Martiri, to the alumni board and the advancement office, especially Tom Moore, Emily Bolin, and Laura Renaud, and the fearless co-chairs of this event, Liz, Adrian, and Nicole. I am just so grateful that you all invited me here today to the first ever Kinkaid Alumni and Friends Luncheon. When I first received the call from Tom Moore, letting me know that I had been selected to receive the Margaret Kinkaid Award, I think maybe my first award ever received from Kinkaid, I was very, very excited and extremely humbled. And then I realized I had to speak in front of so many of my old Kinkaid friends and teachers, which I have to admit somewhat terrified me. It's hard to believe that it has been over a decade since I have seen many of you. And yet, seeing so many familiar faces out there today, it makes me feel that we have not been apart for long at all. To say Kinkaid was the most formative time in my life is an understatement. I know my brother Pierce, who's here today, and sister Ashley feel the same. Kinkaid is more than a school. It's an extended family. It's a testing ground for self-discovery, and it's a launch pad into the world beyond. But when you are in it, going to school day in, day out, it just is. Only now, having been out of Kinkaid for longer than I was in it, do I realize how amazing it was to have such a wonderful start in life. Each year at Kinkaid brought new opportunities and challenges, new friends to be made, new classes to take, new plays to try out for, new sports teams to join, and much more. Each year, with a new homeroom class, a new cubby or locker, life was full of possibilities, from little jumpers to big girl skirts to regulated free dress. I remember the feeling of growing and evolving, not only in the physical sense, which was mostly awkward, but more importantly in the emotional and mental sense. And sure, this process of self-discovery and growth wasn't always pleasant. As wonderful as my time at Kinkaid was, there was also the cliques, the cool kids, the teenage social anxieties, the unrequited crushes, the hard classes, the dreaded mile-a-day run, and the endless piles of homework. And yet we seem to pull through it all, stronger and wiser. Somehow, the small joys also helped make it all worthwhile, like winning a goldfish at field day, or getting an A on that really hard exam. Then, right when we were finally at ease with ourselves and fully in sync with our fellow classmates, we were thrust out into college and into the real world, where we had to learn to do our own laundry and make our own beds, where we didn't know all of our friends' families, siblings, and homes as if they were our own, and where our destiny, for better or worse, was really in our own hands. It is a world, for example, where your mom can't pop by your school late at night to sneak into your locker a box of chocolates signed from your secret admirer before Valentine's Day, because she knows you'll likely be coming home the next day a little bit bummed that no one got you anything. That actually happened for several years. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. Life out of the Kinkaid bubble, or the falcon nest, as it were, is actually not all that bad. In fact, as sad as I was to leave Kinkaid, I felt fully ready and prepared for life. Looking back at my time at Kinkaid, I feel such warmth towards the awesome class of 2002 and surrounding classes who I really had the privilege of growing up with, some of whom remain my most treasured friends today. And also I feel such gratitude towards the teachers that helped shepherd me and my classmates through our time at Kinkaid. Some of them are with us and others have passed, but I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to mention a few of them right now. There was Sweet Eddie, who would offer a hearty wave and smile each morning as we entered the Kinkaid gates. Kind Miss Westbrook, who let me feed her fish in the 2nd grade, a very big honor at the time. Miss Cooney, who fed a stack full of my note cards. Is she here? Into her trash can named Bozo because they were not formatted correctly. Which was a lesson I did not forget because I used her same note card system to write my 100-page thesis in college. So thank you, Miss Cooney. Mr. Gephardt, who is a sensitive listener in whose math classroom was a real haven for me and many others. Miss Patty Edwards and Gloria Tenenbaum, who gave me the lead role as the Queen of Hearts in the middle school production of Alice in Wonderland. Thank you. And this was an amazing break, especially with my kind of ever-faltering middle school confidence, until mid-solo, I forgot my lyrics. And it's still a memory that haunts me today, but a growing moment too, so thank you. And then there was Miss Alsop, who patiently helped polish my college essays. Yeah. It's here somewhere. And finally, Miss Muir, who did the same, holding my hand through the college application process, encouraging my pursuit of photography. And this list could truly go on and on. But in the end, it wasn't so much what we learned at Kinkaid, although the reading, writing, and arithmetic have obviously come in very handy. It was more the ability to learn, to be disciplined with our studies, as well as our artistic and athletic pursuits. An education from Kinkaid gives you the confidence to tackle new challenges, to surround yourself with interesting and smart people, and ultimately to carve out your own path in life. Since leaving Kinkaid 13 years ago and being exposed to more of the world, I realized even more how lucky I was to attend Kinkaid and have this start in life. Every time I visit Africa or Harlem to see the work we are supporting through FEED firsthand, it never escapes me that I could have just as easily been born into a different family, a different community, in different circumstances, and perhaps even into a different country, where my education and foundation in life would have been a lot less secure. As JFK once said, "To much is given, much is required." It is from this blessed place that I felt a calling early on to do something to help those in need around the world. And I've answered this calling through FEED by combining my passion for design and entrepreneurship with a way to give back and feed those who are hungry abroad as well as here in America. Starting as a sophomore in college, I had the amazing, life-changing opportunity to travel around the world with the World Food Program. Through these travels, my eyes were opened to the realities of poverty and hunger that affect roughly 805 million people around the world. That is approximately 1 in 9 people who literally go to bed, waking up the next day, not necessarily knowing where their next meal is coming from. During these travels, the most hopeful program I saw making a real difference in children's lives around the world was school feeding, where children in 63 of the poorest countries around the world are receiving a free, nutritious school lunch. This school lunch might be the only meal they receive each day, but it is enough for them to be incentivized to go to school, for their parents to be incentivized to send them to school, and as a result, to receive an education. And with an education, children, especially girls, have a much better chance of breaking out of the poverty cycle they were born into. I would return home from my travels inspired to help and also feeling frustrated. I did not know how to inspire and empower others, especially young people, to get involved in this seemingly massive and overwhelming issue of world hunger. And that is when I had the aha moment for the first feed bag, a burlap bag with a very simple metric attached, and for every purchase would feed 1 child in school for 1 year. Shortly after college, I founded Feed Projects, a social business with the mission to create good products that help feed the world, so that I could start selling these bags at our first retail partner, Amazon.com. To date, through the sale of Feed products, bags, bracelets, shirts, aprons, and more, we have been able, through our Feed Supper activation, we have been able to donate over 87 million meals. And of course, I'm so proud of that. Obviously, there's so much more to be done, so I feel like I'm just getting started. But truly, in reflecting on my journey to starting and growing Feed over the last 8 years, I feel a true sense of gratitude for where I came from, for my loving and supportive family, obviously many of whom are here today. Hi, and hi. For my childhood friends and teachers, and for the great education and the many formative experiences I had during my 11 years at Kinkaid. Although this might sound cliche, a tree is only as strong as its roots, and I'm happy my roots are purple and gold. So I just want to end by thanking you for this incredible honor, for inviting me to be with you today, and for welcoming me home. It is a joy to be reunited with my Kinkaid family. And thank you to everyone for being here to show such generous support for our beloved Kinkaid school and for my organization, Feed. How fitting that the money raised here today will go to help build a new cafeteria that will in turn help feed many Kinkaidians for decades to come, as well as to my organization, Feed, from which we will be able to provide over 100,000 meals from this luncheon alone. So thank you very much.
This award is to be given to an alumna who has brought honor and recognition to her alma mater through service to her community, personal or professional achievements, or distinction in a chosen endeavor. I know that you will agree that the first recipient of this award has achieved each of these criteria and then some. So, on behalf of the Kinkaid Alumni Association, we are proud to present the very first Margaret Kinkaid Alumni Award to Lauren Bush Lauren.
I need my field day goldfish. Thank you.